Hi, my name is Shayna Plotkin, and for my value statement today, I'm going to explain my top 5 essential values from the sheet we used last Friday in class. So the first value that I put down was creativity, or general creativity as it's called on the sheet. And I personally believe that this is a value that everyone should uphold. For me, I put it as number 1 because I am a student in the Innovation Academy, and I think being a student in the Innovation Academy gives me, more of a creative outlook on different things in life. I think that I have the ability to take different classes and be able to think differently than most students. I also went to 4 years of art school in high school and was able to take classes that no other ordinary student could take in a regular public high school. But why do I think creativity is important, and why do I think everyone should uphold this value? So for me, I think the ability to think differently than others, to be able to imagine things, create things in your mind is really, really important. And I think that creativity is something that we all should have, especially in these upcoming years. Some people say that the decline of creativity is very alarming. I think it's a critical value and something that everyone should be able to uphold. The second value that I put down on my sheet was helping others. And I put this as number 2 because it was something that is very important and near and dear to my heart. I've always been the one to love to volunteer in my community. For example, I have a cousin with Down syndrome, and throughout high school, before I left for college, I was her mentor, her tutor, her babysitter, and to me that is something that is very important in life. Helping others can be, defined in many different ways. Many people think of it differently. Personally, to me, I think it can just be, listening to people's issues and their problems. When you have a close friend that's having a hard time, just be there for them, listen, give them advice. But it can also be something bigger. It can be, helping your community in many different ways, helping communities around you that are in more need, third world countries. Those are just a few examples. So how do I uphold this value? So like I said earlier, in high school, I volunteered in many different ways, with my cousin. In college, I think it's a little bit more difficult. I'm in a new city, a new community. It's hard to find different ways to help others. But like I said, it doesn't have to be helping others in a big way. It can be helping others when it comes to your friends having problems. A lot of my friends say that I'm always there for them to listen to their problems, and I think that's something that I find very, very nice, and I love when people say that about me. So the third value that I put down is excitement, and I want to start this off with a quote from one of my favorites. So I think that excitement is definitely an important value to uphold, and this is why I put it number 3 on my list, and I wrote a few reasons why I think so. So number 1, pretty self-explanatory, life is an adventure and you have to be willing to take risks. Number 2 is something that I definitely don't do myself, but you have to be able to accept change. Things change and life doesn't stand still for very long, and I definitely learned this the hard way. Growing up, I always relied on my parents, and now that I'm in college, it's hard. I'm an independent person, but you just have to take it day by day. Number 3, basically the same thing. You change, you're not going to be the same throughout your life, and you have to be able to realize that. Number 4, there's so much to learn, and I think it's important to get out there in this world, take risks, like I said, learn different things, meet new people. So the 4th and 5th values that I put down on my list I think kind of go together, so I'm going to talk about them right now together. So I put knowledge and work mastery, and on this sheet right here, I'm going to talk about the definitions. So basically knowledge is it says on the sheet, to engage in the pursuit of knowledge and understanding, and then work mastery is become an expert in whatever I do or you do. So the reason that I think these intertwine is because, so first let's start off with knowledge. Knowledge, I think the way I uphold it is basically, I'm a student. I've been a student basically my whole life. I think that now that I go to such a hard and prestigious college, I think that I am definitely upholding this value in a good way. But when I get out of college, I want to have a job, obviously. So that falls under work mastery. And yeah, I want to become an expert in whatever I do. And I think that college is going to help me get there. And no matter what job I have, I want to succeed. And why do I think these are important? First of all, I think knowledge is an important value that everyone should have. Knowledge can be defined in many different ways. You don't have to go to the University of Florida to be able to uphold this value. Work mastery, no matter what you do, it doesn't even have to be a paid job. You really should be able to succeed in whatever you do. I think it's a great feeling at the end. And that is all the values that I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching.